Okay, it's kind of a late night. I am going to supplement the vlog style video that I normally put in because I've been doing fairly good this month with doing a vlog and a daily drawing, but there's been certain days where that's just not possible. This is one of those days. So instead, I'm going to give you a bit of footage which I was going to save for a special occasion, but I'm going to give you a sneak preview of my visit to Portmeirion, where I actually went to a tea party there, which just makes me laugh every time I think of it, going to a tea party. But it was great. It was an art talk, and I have celiac disease. I was going to say I am celiac, but it feels weird. I don't identify as the disease. I have celiac disease, and at the tea party they had this plate full of cakes, and I found out that all of them, except for one, which was only the risk of cross-contamination, it didn't have any wheat in it. They were all wheat and gluten-free, which is unbelievable. So I tried two different types, which is brave for me. I've had this for over 10 years, so I don't touch anything, even if people assure me that it's clean. I just can't do it anymore because I've had such severe illness for so long. Anyway, so here's some footage from my trip to Portmeirion. It's a beautiful place. It was an amazing art talk and a really nice exhibition. So here's the footage. The talk which was happening was about the project which these two artists who are at the front made together, and the building itself was a historic building which had writers and just creative people around. So it was a really nice place to visit. Beautiful views outside of the windows and everything. I really enjoyed it. And if you looked around in each room, there were amazing pieces of artwork, bits of ceramic work, there was interesting landscape drawings, but there are also just rooms where there are old things inside, like typewriters and lovely lamps and just great little placements for furniture and framed work and bookshelves and things which I just appreciate when I go into places and think this is actually aesthetically quite inspiring for me, because I like to draw from imagination and I want my imagination to be informed by memory, which means that places like this, visits like I made on this day, were really important to help me use some of these types of references in the future when I just need something there immediately, just something to draw. And this was full of really nicely placed pieces of, as I said, furniture and decoration and artwork. So I was really just soaking it all up. I had some really nice conversations with the people there as well. They were all very well educated and considerate and kind people, and I always appreciate that as well. For today's drawing, I watched a film which I've never seen before, and I really liked it. I must admit, it's something which I wasn't too sure which film to go for, and eventually, after having several options, I decided to go for a 1988 film called Dead Ringers, directed by David Cronenberg. Now, I'm quite a fan of David Cronenberg's work. I always really enjoy his films. They're very strange, but you're guaranteed to have some kind of body horror at some point, and there was slight elements of that. Plus, it was starring Jeremy Irons, who is incredible. I'm sure you're aware. If you're not, then look up Jeremy Irons, watch some of his films. He's an amazing actor, and I really enjoyed it. It is very strange how stories can twist in ways which, after watching several films, well, I say several films, throughout your life, you watch so many films, hundreds of films, if not tens of hundreds, so thousands, then then you start to think, I know where this is going. This means that, this twist will occur. And let me give you the basic synopsis. And this may not be the best synopsis that I can give because I've not made notes, but from memory, we are watching identical twins who are highly educated and kind of geniuses, and they both work as gynecologists, one of whom excels at the research and development of technology, and the other one is better at the social interactions, the presentations, the speeches, and is a bit more suave. And I thought they were really going to play that up, and it didn't turn out like I thought it would. That's why I kind of recommend it, is because it subverted expectations. I thought that I could predict what was going to happen because of the setup being so strong, and when it didn't, I was almost disappointed. But then I thought to myself, this is good. If you can't predict where the film is going, it should be quite exciting. The image which I'm drawing is of a scene where Jeremy Irons, playing two parts because he's playing both twins, has his arms stretched out and he's being dressed in specific ritualistic looking and, kind of very almost cult-like looking scrubs before surgery. And they are red, they're blood red scrubs. I considered doing colour in this drawing, but I thought I'll just keep it black and white because there's been a good few strong images that I've tried to depict recently in the last few days in black and white, and that's been kind of the theme for this horror section of my Inktober challenge submissions. Earlier on, I did colour in certain images, and none of them were horror. They were all just random, trying to be different basically with every day. I thought, right, I'll do a landscape today. Right, I've done a landscape. I'll do a drawing with both hands today, and I've done that. So tomorrow I'll do a drawing of some characters from a television show that I like, and I've done that. So I'll do a drawing from imagination. I've done that. So I'll do a texture page. I just kept thinking, how can I be original now? How can I do something else? And instead, for this now, I'm just doing horror films. Every time, just watch a horror film, and I've planned out, there's only something like 4 days left in the month, so I've looked through the films that I have downloaded and I've picked out several horror films. I'm pretty sure the rest that I'm watching I've never seen before, so I'll give my thoughts briefly on the films for each day as well. And for this, the Jeremy Irons performance was really strong. His co-stars were also really interesting and strong characters. And like I said, it had twists in it where I really thought, this is Cronenberg. And if you've watched Rick and Morty, you know the Cronenberg universe where everything's kind of mutation. I thought it'd go really extreme. And there were points where, put it this way, there's a point in the film where one of the twins develops new tools for gynecology based on mutations. So the tools are mutation tools as well. They look like mutations. I was very tempted to do a drawing of those, but I thought it'll be stronger an image to do Jeremy Irons, especially with his arms stretched out like they are. I just thought that's a very iconic image. But yeah, these tools, mutation tools, they're just so disturbing, the way that they're designed and how they just look, their appearance and together. And, surgical tools are already very scary and have this kind of cold severity to them, whereas these are like warped pieces of metal that have been designed specifically. And I really enjoyed part of the film before they were made. He goes to an art exhibition where the artist is working at a drawing board at the back of the exhibition, and he goes and speaks to him and shows this artist his drawings and wants him to produce these tools for him. And the drawings were really nice. They were only, outlines and hatching, but they were really nice drawings, and I appreciated seeing things like that. It's like whenever someone rolls out blueprints on a desk in a film and you get to see the blueprints, I always kind of go, ooh, blueprints, let's have a look. So that was kind of fun. And yeah, I recommend the film. It's a horror film, so be warned that you're going to see some stuff which needs to be age appropriate. But it was good fun. I enjoyed it, and I recommend checking out David Cronenberg's filmography because I think he makes very interesting art films.